off the boards, trying to ride the wave. I'm at the port, I'm charging when I'm drained. My news feed, my breakfast for my brain. Yeah, hiding my retinas rinsed. I'm in the pool, trying to stay afloat. Driving through the lane like a boat. Buzzer beat the pressure, make a go. If I hit it, it wins. I don't stop until I break a sweat. Ooh, wet. I keep dripping, hit them with finesse. Ooh, ooh, wet. Every day I wake, I know I'm blessed. Ooh, ooh, wet. Pull up like I barely hit the net. Ooh, ooh, wet. I don't stop until
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
They gon' know me as legendary. You in the stands, I ain't need no commentary. If you the competition, you gon' get buried. I don't cheat on the game, we getting married. Yeah. They gon' know me as legendary. You in the stands, I ain't need no commentary. Ain't no option, ain't no secondary. I just throw it out like a Hail Mary. Legendary.
One of the best, the lively and colorful Riverwalk. Just part of what makes San Antonio such a great town. Welcome to 2K Sports presentation of the NBA, but the bad news is there is no basketball, there is no NBA. The game has been canceled. Ha-ha! Happy April Fool's Day, baby! This is the NBA, and we've got a great one in store. Along with Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and our sideline reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Well, a chance to check out some stats for him.
And he hasn't been making as much of an impact with his defense as he had been earlier in the season. Steal numbers have dropped off in the past 5 games. He'll need to put a lot more effort into his defense here tonight.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Covington is at the 4 with Nurkic at the 5. MP is out there with Damian Lillard. And it's Powell in at the small forward. And for the Spurs, they've got Mr. Fundamentals. Draymond Green is out there with Wiggins. Then there's Derrick Rose. And it's Oladipo in at the shooting guard. And towards the end of the season, Brett, we are seeing lottery teams give their young players even more minutes.
Yeah, and I kind of like that, and it's totally understandable for guys to get an opportunity to be out on the floor. They've been itching to get some minutes, and now they have a chance to show what they've learned. They could show their talent. They could gain some confidence, and it's kind of a nice momentum shift for them going into the offseason, getting some minutes in the NBA action. Nurkic getting more and more comfortable at finding the open men on this team.
Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Lillard comes with the double team. Nurkic with the block. From 13, and he hits the jump shot.
And when he gets in his head that he's going to get to the basket, very little you can do defensively.
And the injury troubles for Jusuf Nurkic the last few seasons, Brett. My goodness. Freak injuries, too. Just bad luck.
I feel like we've said that about the Blazers for about 30 years, and for Nurkic especially. Just a broken leg, a broken wrist. And, you know, when he was in the lineup last year, Kevin, they were one of the best defensive starting fives in the game. With him being out, they suffered. Let's hope he has good health for the rest of his career.
Here's Gonzalez after the basket by Jusuf Nurkic. Nurkic with the steal. And the foul on Derrick Rose. That's his first foul. Zeller is checked in for the Trailblazers. Collum comes in for Norman Powell.
Blazer substitution.
And now let's revisit that exceptional Mobile One block.
And right out of the gate, trying to set the tone defensively, you gotta love that energy.
MP with it. Now defended by Wiggins. Basket counts.
And early on, they look great. They've made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
Covington with the steal. Shoots from the elbow. And there's Lillard on the assist from Covington. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for Portland.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
Also racked up. Up a ton of points off of turnovers so far in tonight's game.
That's his first.
The Spurs shooting their first free throws here for the night.
Team foul. At the line for your Spurs. 2 shots.
Shoot 2. And the first one at the line is good. And some changes here for the Spurs. Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for Draymond Green. Duncan Robinson comes in for Oladipo. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Derrick Rose. And a switch here also for Portland. Nance is checked in. He hits both from the stripe.
Well, he's got a great stroke from the line. That's not something we can say about all the league's big guys.
Here's Lillard. Rejected by Gonzalez. .55 seconds left in the first quarter. Hands it from short range.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, right now I don't see any let up. I think he's going to just keep putting his foot on that gas pedal tonight.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard.
Yeah, easy call.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
San Antonio shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
Taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2. First one falls for it. And the Spurs making a change here. H. Diop's checked in. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Tony Snell's checked in for Robert Covington. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Well, when he gets into a groove at the free throw line, it doesn't just last for tonight. This might be 2 weeks, 2 months, something like that.
McCollum kicks to Lillard. Back to McCollum. Three-pointer. It's good from long range.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Up top, Gonzalez. And it's blocked. Snell, the pass to Lillard. Over Thomas. Again, the Trailblazers good for 2.
No fear as Lillard approaches that shot.
Spurs trail by 9. Up top, Gonzalez. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. 10 points for Mr. Fundamentals.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far. Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, if you walked in at any point during this game to watch 5 minutes of play, one team played harder. We know who that was.
And so it's Portland with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. A terrific tempo and a great pace. The fast break has been a central part of their offense. And don't go away. We'll be right back. Damian Lillard winning the 2020 Magic Johnson Award, which honors the player who combines excellence on the court along with cooperation and dignity with the media.
Being recognized for giving your time, but also making other people's job easier, I take a lot of pride in that. The same way I take pride in my teammates doing well and my coaches doing well at their job, I take pride in the local media being able to do their job and give insight and give a better look into what our team is doing.
While Lillard is well-deserving and well-liked, certainly, some of the most open and thoughtful answers you'll hear.
Comfortable with a microphone, whether it's a press conference or a recording studio, he's got quotes and bars.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And taking a look at the Trailblazers' performance here, boys, what do you think they're doing or not doing?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Yeah, they did a great job. Just the initial thrust of that attack, as soon as they got the ball, constantly in transition.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the floor for San Antonio, they've got Iguodala. Isaiah Thomas out there with Robinson. And it's Mr. Fundamentals. And it's Bates Diop in at the 3 spot. And he gets it back. Clock at 4. On deep. And another 3 for Portland.
Just so hard defensively to stay after McCollum. He can be elusive, and then he can score from anywhere.
Well, the road less traveled. Anthony Simons took a year after high school just training at a basketball academy. No college, not the most glamorous route, but his game has some flash to it.
He's one of those guys, GA, that comes into the game and just is an offensive force. Takes shots off the dribble, shoot threes, is lightning quick, and gets to the basket. Still very young, still a lot of room for him to grow, but he has shown flashes.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Robert Covington comes in for Larry Nance. And MP subbed in for McCollum.
Mind the lanes. One shot.
And we've heard some talk, Greg, about the possibility of NBA expansion. What do you think about that?
Kevin, I think it'd be great for the league. I mean, I played in Seattle for a season. I know they would love to have a team back in the great Northwest.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland. And the NBA dress code introduced back in 2005. Now, player attire straying a bit from business casual. Does that bother you, Greg?
You know, it doesn't bother me because that's where we are as a society. But, man, I can tell you, when I first came in the league, you get fined if you didn't wear dress socks with your suit. So we have come a long way in terms of the evolution of fashion. And you know what? I'm not one for stopping progress.
Draymond Green, he's checked in for Andre Iguodala. Here's Gonzalez, and he lays it straight in. Gonzalez has got 17 now.
Disappointing as a player to have such a great game and still be trailing. Not over yet, though.
Here's Nurkic, rejected by Gonzalez. There's the pass to Bates Diop. MP against Gonzalez. Nurkic with the steal. Simons surveying the D. Pass to Nurkic. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
Think about Nurkic and how great it is to see him back on the floor. That horrific leg injury back in March 2019.
That's 2 really unproductive trips in a row, ending in turnovers.
For the Trailblazers, Zeller is checked in for Nurkic. Tony Snell comes in for Norman Powell. And it's Damian Lillard in for Anthony Simons. Trailblazers leading by 12. There's the feed to Lillard. Rejected by Gonzalez. Here he goes. Basket good. Gonzalez has got 19 points.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Covington passes to Lillard. Lets it go. The top of the key jumper is on the mark.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Pass to Gonzalez. Lillard comes with the double team. Gonzalez's shot is off. Well, it was the San Antonio Spurs winning their last game against the Grizzlies.
Yeah, in that game, the offense was firing on all cylinders, partly because the other team's defense was a no-show.
Yeah, with the defense struggling like that, I think they just stayed with a healthy, consistent pace to get that win.
Here's Gonzalez, and it is good at the buzzer. Wow!
Resourceful move there, ending the period on a high note.
Great way to end the quarter there. Team is pumped up.
And so it's the Portland Trailblazers up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting. They've been dialed in so far from the field. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks a lot. Cody, you are having an impact for your team in the first half. What has been your approach?
I always want to come out with energy, try to give us a spark off the bench. So trying to be aggressive on both ends, especially on the defensive end, trying to force turnovers, trying to speed them up. There's a talented team.
It's been working so far, man. Thanks. Back to you guys.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and let's talk the first half. After 2 quarters, it's Portland out in front. They are leading by 12. Shaq, how do you think Portland played?
They made every possession count by limiting the mistakes. Very disciplined about protecting the ball and making the right play. If they keep this up, the lead should be safe. Don't get cocky just because you're ahead.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about the Spurs?
Well, it's never fun. When you're playing against a team that's on fire. This team was on fire. They showed effort on defense, but it didn't matter. They couldn't get the stops. I don't think the opponent could sustain this kind of shooting.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. You look at Mr. Fundamentals in this game, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Here's who Chauncey Billups will start the second half with. Powell and Covington up at the forward. MP is out there with Damian Lillard. And it's Nurkic in at the 5 roaming the paint.
Well, all eyes on Lillard defensively, and that causes a big-time breakdown, and he's quick to take advantage.
Knocked away. Gonzalez passes to Robinson. Spurs passing it around. Passes to Thomas. Now Gonzalez. Clock at 6. Over MP. And the rebound by Nurkic. Powell with the bounce pass. Green with the block.
I like the extension there from Draymond Green reaching out and timing that one.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
Well, Draymond Green holding everybody accountable. We've seen this before.
Another look now for Portland. Nance comes in for Robert Covington. And it's C.J. McCollum in for MP. And so it's Wiggins with it. He'll bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. They trail by 14.
That was the play to make. Rose making the right read.
And a minute played as the second half gets going. McCollum outside.
2 minutes
The pass to Powell. Launches a 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. McCollum's got his 3rd assist on the night. And so often, Draymond Green is called the heart of this team.
Well, he's been such a great leader since his time at Michigan State. He's out there barking directions to his offensive players. He's out there barking defensive assignments. He's barking at his coach. The list goes on, but that energy is infectious and helps lead his team to greater heights.
And the dunk was nice, Kevin, but the move he made to free himself up was a thing of beauty.
It sure was, Greg. What a savvy play to get into position for that jam. Oh, Nance in position. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
This is a nice connection with Larry Nance Jr. Throw it his way. He'll take care of the rest.
And the call will be against Yusuf Nurkic. That is his first foul of the game.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
So for the Trailblazers, Zeller is checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Tony Snell comes in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. And that was another look at the aggressive D that led to the Mobile One block.
And guys, don't think twice about attempting that shot again. That was a big-time rejection.
Gonzalez, nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Gonzalez has got 27. Here's Simons. He's covered by Rose. Here's McCollum. Green with the block. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will retain possession. And Portland making a change here. MP's checked in. San Antonio on defense. 15-point game.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, we'll have you settle for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that.
Robert Covington's checked in for Portland. McCollum against Rose. Now here's McCollum. He's guarded closely. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
Well, he knows how to get the shot off at any time on that pick and roll. Natural instincts taking over, and the experience helps. McCollum as well.
Yeah, the defender all over.
That's his second personal foul.
The Spurs have yet missed a free throw, 5 for 5.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
At the line for two.
First free throw is good. And some changes here for the Spurs. Andre Iguodala is checked in for Green. Duncan Robinson comes in for Victor Oladipo. And Thomas subbed in for Rose. Good on both. Portland leading by 17. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pass to MP. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. McCollum's got his 4th assist in this one. Here's Gonzalez. Makes it off the glass. Gonzalez has got 10 points now just in this quarter.
It feels like the other 4 guys have disappeared at this point. He wants to be the one to get them back.
And there's the bucket from MP.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Yeah, he's the guy that you want to go to right now, trying to put this one away.
And so it's the Portland Trailblazers closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead. And they've created a bunch of turnovers with that terrific D. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Doesn't happen with every point guard in the league as far as setting your teammates up. Lots more scorers now, but right there creating the scoring opportunity for his teammate.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. So with Rose on the bench, here's how the floor looks for Greg Popovich. We've got Isaiah Thomas. Andrew Wiggins is out there with Iguodala. And it's Robinson, and it's Gonzalez in its center.
Yet another bucket in close. That's how he's earning his points today.
MP against Thomas. Goes back up. Here's Zeller, and the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And guys, they did a better job of getting good looks inside in that first half. More of their shots now coming from the perimeter.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for Portland.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
Most coaches would settle for the opposition taking mid-range jump shots, but tonight they're on fire from there.
And that one falls for Zeller. We're seeing a lot of top high school players opting for the G League over college now, Greg. What's your advice to top young players on their path to the NBA?
Well, Kevin, I think you just answered it. It's their path, and I don't think the same path is right for everybody. There are going to be a lot of talented young men and women who want to go to college for the experience, for the environment, for the networking, right? So you're going to make some of the best friends you'll ever have on a college campus. Having said that, though, some kids aren't into college, aren't into school. They want to just go and pursue their passion and their craft, and that's why I think the G League and the developmental leagues that are out there are so good for these young players.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one.
And Lillard's drive and what he gives to this locker room is undeniable.
Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Zeller. And both free throws good for Damian Lillard. Spurs trail by 21. Right side Gonzalez. Nurkic with the double team. Gonzalez, that's good. Gonzalez has got 37.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players playing today can do.
And a deep three from MP. Offensive rebound. Nurkic kicks to Lillard. Goes up again. And a little luck that time, but it drops. And the Trailblazers lead by 21.
And Lillard's got that look in his eye right now, playing with some fire and dominating on the offensive end.
And stolen by MP. Lillard with it. Now Thomas defending. Lillard looking around. Pass to MP. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Portland.
Their superior ball handling won it for them.
And fewer turnovers equals greater scoring opportunities. Any coach will tell you that. If you take care of the ball every possession, and this is a perfect example of what happens when you do.
And in what's been a tremendous year tonight, another example, and he'll push their amazing win total on the season to 68. An outstanding, outstanding season we've watched this team play.
And this will be their 3rd win in 3 tries against these guys. They match up so well.
And looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Damian Lillard.
Just really loved his activity level here tonight. Constantly mixed it up, and he threw himself into a lot of plays.
At the line for the Trailblazers, Norman Powell taking 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Powell. A different look now for Portland. Zeller, he's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Little comes in for Robert Covington. And McLemore subbed in for MP. And so Powell nails both of them. There's 49 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Gonzalez against Zeller. Gonzalez, that's good. Gonzalez has got 41.
Well, he's been carrying them all night on offense, but at some point, he's going to need some help.
Now a timeout called by Portland. And now a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Damian Lillard.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
And with their spot in the postseason assured, he's picking up just at the right time to be on top of his game. Here's Zeller. He feeds it to Little. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. And you know that's going to be goaltending, guys. So that's a free basket right there.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe. And clearly you can hear what the crowd thinks about that call.
One shot.
On the free throw, no good. And so it's Rose bringing it up for the Spurs. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Gonzalez. That's tipped. Well, this one is winding down now. Portland can watch the clock run out. Smith, left side. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline for our player of the game. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Damian, this team is on a roll and finding ways to win. What would you say about how you're playing?
I mean, it just shows growth. My team is getting better every day. In practice, we play close attention in film, and I think we've just been locked in over this whole win streak, and we've been able to transfer it to the games.
I know you want to keep it going, man, so congrats on the W. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.